Hey guys, I am AKM and I am back with another new video. Before the start of a new video, I would like to share good news, and that is we can get a free UMP9 skin, a greenish yellowish color skin. It looks quite good. It's available at the shop now, and which we can get by just spending a few of a silver fragments. All we have to do is just to connect to Thailand server by the use of any of its VPN. I personally suggest ExpressVPN and then come back to the shop and you can get the skin at the shop in the option of redeem. Silver fragments cost can be near about 78 to 50. I don't know, I also forgot. Uh, so now let's just start about the video. Today we are talking about sniper rifles and the sniper rifles with the bolt action. If I had to describe a sniper rifle, in other words, it's just awesome. Snipers, if we use at its best, it can be used for creating immense damage, whether you are very far from the target or for a very close combat. Snipers like SKS, VSS, QBU, MK14 and Mini 14 can be used for AR, can be used like an AR. But the difference lies in this fact that 8x scope can be applied to it, which AR can't. AR have a maximum of 6x scope to be attached to it. Now the sniper rifles with a bolt action includes Kar98, M24 and an AWM. First, talking about Kar98. Kar98 is a huge gun, as you can see. So now, here come back. Yes, I got it. The Kar98. So this is a single bolt rifle with an ammo of 7.62. It has, as you can see, the power is very high, quite. Range is also comparatively good. The recoil is also a bit high, but the firing speed is quite low. Capacity is also quite low. But if I tell, Kar98 is one headshot of anything except helmet 3. Sorry, helmet of level 3. Now if we talk of M24, M24 is also a sniper bolt action rifle. As you can see, power is comparatively high compared to that of Kar98 and as well as its range. But the firing speed looks almost quite equal, and at the same time, recoil is also quite high compared to that of the Kar98. Capacity remains the same. But if I compare between these two, one thing is that M24, as I have experienced, it has a quite a bit higher firing speed than Kar98, and it has power greater than Kar98 obviously, and at the same time its reloading time is comparatively high. Means if both the guns are empty, Kar98 and M24 are quite empty, so to reload it takes less time for M24 than its Kar98. Now a silencer, or in other words a suppressor, attached to M24 has a comparatively higher efficiency than that of Kar98. It eliminates that, in other words, it eliminates the sound sweetly. And now coming to the big boss, which is the AWM. So here it is. So as you can see, its power is full, the whole bar is full, the range is full, recoil is also high, the firing speed is quite low, and the capacity remains the same. So I don't think there is much words to describe this gun, because as you can see, the power is very high, the range is also very high. It's the only gun in PUBG where whatever you wear, whether it's level 1 to 3 helmet, even level 3 helmet, if it's one headshot, straight away it's dead. So it has huge power, immense power. And comparatively, if I tell in the order of precedence, Kar98 is quite good. But it's one of the lowest of all the 3 sniper bolt rifles. But if I say AWM is greater than M24 and M24 is greater than Kar98. Since there are not much of its attachments to be required, but still I would like to go to the training ground to just show because there are a few of the attachments to make it work perfectly. So let's go. So we are back. So first, if I try with the snipers, not the bolt action one, let's check M24 and just maybe M24. Oh, I think it's someone. Yes, I got it. So let me take some ammo now. Quite enough. And if I pick up the M24, quite good. Now if I take the attachments, suppressor, sniper, flash of the sniper, compensator. So the groups. Is it groups? No, I don't think it requires groups. So taking it away. Extended quick draw mag for snipers. I will take another one. Let it be, yes. And the scope, which is the maximum one, I will take this 8x. So if I start with MK14 now, let's see and target that one. Since this is not a bolt action, we can fire as many number of average number of bullets given means it's 20 maximum, so we can hit it with that. Pretty accurate, quite enough, but it would work well if I would add some few of the attachments to it. So let's attach now a suppressor. Quite good. Recoil is there, but shit, it has got good. Now if I use compensator, it's also quite good because yes, the recoil is decreased to a lot. And if I would like to tell one more thing, that it does not require to be that you can eliminate both the vertical and horizontal together for a sniper, especially when you're using sniper rifle. Sorry. So because it's quite heavy and it's quite it gives more damage, so I don't think that requires with the the recoil to it. So you can't even ignore a part of the recoil, but still it's good that it would be best that if you would apply best suppressor or this thing first. So now let me go back to the position. Now I will complete the AWM first, the guard, and I will take M24. M24 and Kar98 works almost quite similarly. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I will first use Kar98 because it has a bit more attachments than it. So okay, here I go. I got it. So now I also got ammos. I also got scope. So now let's go start. This is Kar98, you know. Quite good without any attachment. It's still quite good. Range is quite good. Adding a I added a compensator to it. That's why recoil is quite low. So you can't use that much recoil. And suppressor also can be used. Reload it. It quite eliminates the muzzle sound a lot. It's okay, means yes, you can do it. Kar98 is one of it. Now Kar98 uses a stock which I forgot to take, so I have to go back again, and that is there are two types of stocks. One is chick pad and one is bullet loop. Let me take both. Chick pads are mainly used to control the vertical recoil. So let's see with a compensator as well and a chick pad. I haven't taken it over. Oh yes, I've taken it. So with chick pad and the vertical recoil, so let me just see once again. Aiming at it. It is almost got on target. Sorry. I got a good target. So, but one thing is to be mentioned here, that these are bolt action one, as you know, so it will deliver only one bullet at a time. So I don't think that if we use a suppressor or an external mag or any other attachments to it for controlling the recoil, I don't think it's of use, because it only gives one bullet at a time. So whether you use it without an attachment or with an attachment doesn't matter a lot. So means it's not that important now, so you can even not give any attachments to it. But if I consider, now it's okay about the bullet loops. Yes, bullet loops actually are mainly used for increasing the reloading time. If you empty the Kar98 fully, let me empty it first. So now it's okay. Since I have bullet grenades, so actually my reloading time is quite high now. So it's quite low now. So it's quite good. So for an Kar98, I would personally prefer using a compensator or a suppressor for its best use. Now replacing the Kar98 with an M24. M24 has a bit greater firing speed and great power, so I got it. So let's try with this shot. Since its range is quite good, it's quite okay, means, and the recoil is also quite there. So you don't have to think about the recoil much about these things. So now one thing is there, this gun makes a bit louder noise compared to the Kar98. So now attachments to be used best is suppressor, because compensator doesn't have any much use for it, because we have nothing to do with the recoil reduction, because it's only a single shot. So if I add suppressor to it, suppressor actually would eliminate the muzzle sound to a lot. So let's now see. Sweet sound. This sound is what? Can you hear the sound? It's like that. It's so sweet to just tell. This sound is actually it's the main cause of suppressor. This suppressor is mainly eliminating the sound to a lot extent. So the enemy standing, if enemy is standing right here near about 280 meters, he would generally not hear the sound. But if you remove the suppressor, he would. So suppressors eliminating the sound's efficiency is quite high compared to the other two sniper bolts, M24 and it's Kar98 and AWM. So generally for M24, I think suppressor is the best attachments to be used. And coming back to the main thing, the powerful of all the guns in PUBG, I would prefer using AWM. So this is the power, and it has got a full range of shots. It still has got a huge sound and a recoil. So for that you can also use suppressor. So I take the suppressor back. For 200 meters out, I have to track a shot, but comparatively the sound is quite a bit louder than that of the M24, because the efficiency is quite low of the suppressor. Now I want to tell you some few tips about how to use this one at its best. So at first I will take this M24 for a range a bit quite lower than AWM. So if I tell, for hitting with a sniper rifle with a bolt action, for example, if the enemy is there, for example, let me give a mark option. For example, if he is there. So now one thing you have to do is, it's necessary that you have to aim it first at its right spot. Okay, you can do it like this. Okay, but the only disadvantages of doing like this, that if you're standing into the middle of everything, means you're standing in the middle, so you are quite prone to attacks from anywhere, from whether it's from that up or on the side. So it's better that you take first some shade or something like that. For example, for me this is the shade for it now. And next option is try to use mainly pick and fire options. For example, this pick and fire options, this is quite good. And yes, another most important thing to notice, that even if you think that if the enemy is somewhere around this side and you don't have any hiding options, so you just do one thing, you just continuously move yourself like this and try to aim it once, and when you have got that, when you see that the enemy is quite static or it's moving in a particular direction, you can stand here and just aim it and then start moving, because don't let the third person to make a target of you. So it's better to do like that in case of everything of IC. So it's okay. So this is one of the famous tips. And yes, do I missing anything else? Let me just look at once. Yes, so for Kar98, I have actually one thing to tell you. Oh, I gone too far. Okay, leave it then. So I want to tell that Kar98 is a bit less range than compared to it. So one thing you have to do is that if your target is here, and if you want to hit a clear headshot to it, so try to lift the gun a bit higher compared to the target, a bit, very not, and give it a shot, because the range is quite low. So these are the few tips to work with the sniper at its best. First tip is that if you find a target, first find a quick spot or a safe spot to just aim at, unaware, and if he finds it aware, so now it's okay. Now next thing, that if you don't get a spot, every time move and then try to aim, and when you get it clear through, take a shot. And don't let a third party to hit you. And anything for first Kar98, for the Kar98, a bit higher than your target. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. We will be meeting you soon. Bye for now.